Tennessee, 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 Tennessee. Lord,
what's up, everybody? Welcome back to His Point Her Review Podcast, episode 33, I think. Yeah, we've been recording a lot because we went from like 20 something in the 30s. Good Lord. I'm here, of course, with the lovely co-host Katina. Say hello to people.
Hello.
And she got something to discuss. It ain't gonna be pretty. And yeah, I'm gonna agree with her, probably all of it, because the shit is dumb. It don't make no goddamn sense. So first, do you want to get your gripe off first, or are you good now?
I'm good. You know, I done ate most of it, so I'm in a better place now.
You the damn Snickers. So this episode, which was suggested by someone, that we talk about Kanye West in full. We mentioned his foolishness. I introduced Katina to the foolishness that is the Lift Yourself song, which, by the way, he took down off his site. He puts up a video of him and T.I. having a discussion about his foolishness, which I found weird. Yeah, like his website is a mess. I don't know who does his website for him. He must do it himself, because it's like seriously, it's like there's no professionalism in it whatsoever.
No, but you know it's not, and you know that's the first thing I looked at was the design. There is no design. There is no design. He just looked like he went to GoDaddy, go somewhere else, and just bought a domain name and just called it a day.
By the way, you might want to switch your mic because you're a little low. Sorry.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, never.
I know why. Okay.
Now you're better.
That's better?
Yes. Much better. I don't want anybody to miss a word of what you got to say about this.
You know why? Because it was on the default mic and I hadn't changed it to my snowball.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, the snowball. You
know that shit switches.
I know.
It's so crazy. Anyway.
And I will be muting periodically because I am, Mike knows I am on a mission to be in the bed ASAP. So I just finished having my dessert. Now I'm going to eat dinner while I talk to y'all. This is like a dinner combo.
It's fine because I'm not trying to stay long talking about this crazy dude anyway. But we do need to have this discussion because it's a very, very interesting scenario that we have. So for those who don't know, Kanye West, of course, crazy as he is, decided to go on a rant.
Okay, wait a minute. Before you do that, before you even say that, do we think he's crazy?
I do.
Do we think that he's mentally ill?
I do.
Because to me, they are not one and the same. So let's define that before you do it.
No, when I say he's crazy, I just say like his behavior is erratic and
right. Okay.
Just all over the place, which is a part of who he is. That's the crazy. But when I think when it comes to mental health, I seriously do. And again, I've said this on plenty of podcasts, and I've said this on any social media site that I've been on. I do think that guy has some type of mental issue. I do think that he also is still suffering from
depression.
From
I think he misses his mom terribly.
I think he does. Yeah. I think he probably always had some type of depression or some type of mental something mentally, not right. And I think his mom was kind of like that linchpin that held them together. And like once that linchpin left, being a famous person and having mental issues are two of the worst combinations in my opinion, because generally speaking, the people around you are not going to do anything to help you. If anything, they're going to do more things to help foster what's wrong with you and to help, make it even worse if they can. Not intentionally all the time, but you get exploited, you get used so much when you're in a position like Kanye is that, and those people don't care. I mean, it's just like, seriously, all the people who are really defending him, I have to question some of them. Like, I don't question John Legend because John Legend came out, he read him the riot act, but he still let him know, look, at the end of the day, I still love you, but you need to get your shit together. Whereas you got a lot of these people talking about y'all just mad at Kanye because he's better, and like y'all hyping him up and talking about whatever, Kanye, do your thing. You can speak your mind, especially with the people who I hate, and I really, really hate this. I actually wrote a blog about this. I got so mad today. The term, I don't care how it looks or how he acts or what they say. I respect him for speaking his mind. Fuck you and fuck that. No. Why do you need to respect him? Because he speaks his mind. We all speak our fucking mind. We all have the capacity. He's not doing anything special. So what gives him this level of respect? I fucking don't know. If anything, I respect him less for not thinking before he speaks. I don't care how outspoken you are. You should at least think. He's not even thinking. So how do you respect that? And that bothers me. That really, really fucking bothers me when people throw that out. Because that's to me, when you say that, you're trying to excuse yourself for what you're saying. Especially when people start coming at you really hard. Because that's the first thing you say. You'd say, you don't, at least you got to respect me for speaking my mind. Or you say some shit like you can't handle the truth or some other dumb platitude that y'all put out just to make yourselves feel righteous or better about the foolishness that you're spilling. So, yeah, no. He's not in a good place. He's not married to a good family for that either. Like, seriously, no, I'm sorry. That family is a wreck themselves. And then for someone who's already been a wreck, introducing them into that element didn't help. It's like, I do think there's something wrong. That being said, none of that excuses his behavior either. Because at the same time, we could sit here and we could say, well, give him a break. He's, geniuses are crazy, blah, 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 blah. Or like he has issues. He's crying out. He's hurting. Okay. I can see that. But then go get some fucking help, sir. Or better yet, like I said, where's the fucking people who grabbing him, snatching him, like, yo, you need to get some fucking help and do it. People have tried that before, and he refuses to do so. So what the fuck are you going to do? At the end of the day, you can't keep making that excuse. Oh, he's a genius. He's fucking, got issues, blah, 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 blah. He knows this. We know this. Everybody in his circles knows this. Yet he refuses to go get the help that he needs. So at the end of the day, it all circles right back to what the fuck is wrong with you. And that's where the crazy thing comes from. It's like, you've lost your mind because you refuse to get help. You continually do all these things. And another thing is he does this to promote, and he thinks this is a cool thing to promote. He blacks himself out from any social idea. Like, where was he over the last 2 years? Even when he went to see Trump in 2016, he barely made noise about that. And then he was quiet all these years, all these things that have gone on in this country, all these topics, all the shootings of black people, all the wrongful arrest things. Where was he with the Starbucks shit? No, he wasn't there with that. He wasn't in that conversation. Where was he with the, other things like the border stuff? Them trying to kick out foreigners and stuff and criminalize children. Where was he? He wasn't there. But shit, I'm working on a new album now. Hey, we on social media now. We're gonna not only get on social media, but we're gonna talk our ass off and try to sound like we know something. We don't know a goddamn thing but music. And I'm just sick of it. I've been sick of him for about 10 years. I'm glad that people are starting to catch up, but I find it very, very sad that this is the point where y'all finally had enough of Kanye West. I really do. But all right, I think I'm done for now. So the floor is yours. I need to catch my breath.
Oh, well, you know that for me, I am all for speaking your mind. But let me speak to something really, really quick. And it's not just Kanye. It's any celebrity. Whenever they do something that everyday people are doing every single day, it makes the news. I do not understand it. They did it with Angelina Jolie when she had the prophylactic mastectomy. They made it seem like she was the bravest, strongest woman in the world. Women do that daily. Women make that choice daily. Has nothing to do with being a celebrity, has nothing to do with money or anything like that. Are they strong? Definitely. Are they amazing? Yes. But to make it seem like Angelina Jolie created that, I call BS on that. I know many women that are survivors of breast cancer. I know many women that have done that same surgery. They were not plastered across the front of magazines. They were not plastered across the front of their news channels at top at 10 or top at 9. They weren't even acknowledged. It was just a little blip on the screen. And the screen wasn't even our screen. It was a screen at the hospital that said, yep, we just made a little bit more money. Yep, we just had another procedure. Yep, this doctor just did another surgery. So for them to say Kanye is this genius or this, I am not against him speaking his mind at all. The world takes all kinds to go around. If you want to show the world that you are an idiot by speaking instead of remaining silent, hey, that is all on you. If you want to express something that maybe the rest of the world does not agree with, I completely get that as well. I have some opinions that I'm sure other people in the world don't agree with. I mean, right now I could say that -45 is the worst president to ever be in that seat. And you will never hear me use his name and that P word in a sentence again, because I don't do it. But he's the absolute positively worst person that could have ever been put in that seat ever. And when I say ever, I mean ever. And I find it beyond repulsive that someone that can spew such hate, such horrible things that, in my opinion, were all built to divide our country, now has the support of somebody that looks like me. And that's fine, you know, to each their own. I know that I was a supporter of my president, Barack Obama. I didn't agree with everything that he did. I did not agree with every order he put his signature to or anything like that. But I also understood what he was up against. -45, not that this is even about him, he has everything to be on his side to make real moves, and he's not made not one yet. Not one real major move. But then you have
didn't he?
What'd he do? What'd he do?
From what he said, he fixed the.
What'd he do? I'm not out. Hey. We're not talking about what he said.
From what he said,
doesn't matter what he said. He also said that he was going to build a wall and Mexico was going to pay for it. Now, what government do you know that is going to pay another government for something as asinine as that? I'll wait.
I mean, but he said.
Mm-hmm. I give as much weight to what he says as I get. I'm not going to do that. Thank you, Jesus. See, God is changing me, people, because I almost put somebody on blast. Listen. Kanye is an idiot. Not for the fact that his opinions are different. That's not what makes him an idiot. What makes him an idiot is that he is spreading lies, foolishness, and fuckery. And The current lie is that slavery was a choice. Kanye, listen. You may have forgotten that you are Black. My brother and I use that term very loosely because skin folk does not make us kinfolk, for sure. But even in Trump's eyes, and I hate this word too, you're still a nigga. Your daughter, still a nigga. The second baby, was that a girl or a boy? A girl?
I don't know, because they're all
whatever
shit.
Yeah, it don't matter. Still a nigga. Your wife, considered a nigga lover. So how you even think slavery was a choice is big. So we chose to stay on that. And then, mind you, I didn't see the entire interview, so I probably should watch the entire interview. But I know that what I was feeling in that moment, but I know that what I was feeling in that moment when I saw that little piece of the interview was all right when my man stood up and read Kanye for the filth that he was thinking, that he was speaking, and that he was spreading.
Yeah, so Kanye goes on TMZ and he's talking all this weird shit. And of course, you know, I hate to say this, but you know how it goes. A room full of white people, they're sitting there looking shocked or smirking, thinking this is ridiculous, or they liking it, or whatever it is. None of them responded. They're just watching this go because, hey, it's good theater to him. One of the only brothers in the room just decides to get up and it's just like, yo, no, I can't allow this to go on. I need to say something. He literally just read Kanye the Riot Act. He schooled him on slavery, which, by the way, people, we didn't choose slavery. We didn't choose. I mean, how the fuck you choose slavery? Seriously. To be enslaved is to be unwillfully made to do a service for someone under duress in most cases. We didn't say, you know, I can't imagine our forefathers sitting there and like, you know, it would be good for this continent if another race came and subjugated our people and took them away from their home and turned them into cattle. That would be good for this country, wouldn't it? Yeah. Let's figure out a way to somehow mentally, you know, telepathically contact these people who come over and do this shit. Yeah, sure. It was a choice. Like, how did he get that? I seriously don't understand how the fuck did he come up with that concept. It's very, very weird to me. But dude just went off on him and he told him he was ashamed of him and he was not happy with what he was doing.
And he was ashamed, rightfully so.
Yeah.
But and this isn't to make light of it. You said, how can he think that it was a choice? Maybe because he chooses to be enslaved. And maybe he feels like we all would choose that. Because to me, your train of thought, you're enslaved to it. Hell, he over there with the, in my opinion, and I don't know them personally, I'm sure they have some very good characteristics. We just haven't been exposed to them yet. But he's over there with the Kardashians, whose mom, to me, from the outside looking in, it looks like she holds her daughters out.
Yeah.
Pimps them out for coins. So, I mean, and this is off topic really quickly, but your sister-in-law was just cheated on and wants our sympathy, but the man that cheated on her cheated on his pregnant ex to be with you. Baby, the way you get them is how you lose them. And I don't feel any sympathy for you because pimping, you knew who you was getting when you got him.
But so, you just brought a good point about the mom whoring him out, because think about the like rumored deal that they said that the mom had him make with him. Where like
his mom at? Because I'd have cussed her.
Yeah, like every time. What is it? She has to give them how much every time he gets caught cheating now? What was
10 million.
Right. Like she negotiated a clause for him to cheat on it. Which,
number one, if my mom has to get involved, we don't need to be together. That's number one.
Yeah.
We don't need to be together if my mom has to get involved. But number two, if you have to pay me every time you cheat, and I get it, maybe it's a figurative amount, maybe it's a gesture, maybe it's just that I know it's not, but maybe that's just so that you won't cheat or whatever. But dude, you got your mom handling. You know what, mama? You know what? Let's get back to Kanye, because that infuriates me probably just as much as this. Because Tristan, where your mama at? And I say mama, like, a little kid. Mom, where your mama at? To be letting it. I wish my son would come to me and tell me, or I can even hear about, that he's doing something as idiotic as that. Okay, so my question to the contract would be, what is considered breaking up then? Then what does she get? Because she's not losing no income. See, y'all got me talking hood. She's not losing any income by him cheating on her. It's not like, just like people thought that the whole Jay-Z Beyonce contract was crazy, because every time she gives him a baby, he gives her X amount of millions. She's losing income because she can't perform. She can't tour. She's losing income. In my opinion, it's no different than your job giving you maternity leave. Her maternity leave just happens to be better.
It's your husband, and traditionally you wouldn't think that, but yeah.
I mean, I get what they're saying, but they're not the average couple either.
Yeah.
So I get it, because whereas she may be on tour and make $500 million, she may put $370 million into a separate account that he wouldn't otherwise be able to touch, or put in a trust for the kids or something. I completely get it. Would I do it? No, because I mean, I'm nurturing your seed. I'm bringing a piece of both of us into this earth. I think of it completely different than a business deal, like most people see that. But why are you giving her? What is her damn job? What is
She's a Kardashian. That is their job. And that's the thing. That's the funniest fucking thing about these people. It's like, when you ask me what is so important about the Kardashians, the answer is because they're Kardashians. Like, and in fact, I don't think any of them actually got jobs until they were on that show.
No. Kim did. Kim was Brandy's assistant, and that's how she met Ray J. So Kim did have a job.
So Kim did. I did not know that. That's
funny.
Baby.
She fucked her way all the way up the income pool. Yeah.
And then she made the family, but she didn't have to do that job because she was already rich.
Right, because of the dad. And
yeah. And then her mom married another rich guy, so they were never broke.
Did she marry another rich guy, or just another woman living as a guy?
Well, another rich woman.
Okay, indeed. So does that make Chris gay? Because she does kind of look like a man. I'm joking, people, but no, I mean,
to be quite honest, her personality, she probably was the man in that.
I mean, I'm joking about the gay part, but because
But
to
you're
me,
not joking about the man part. Understand?
no, she looks like a man, and to me, it's like the roles were reversed in their marriage. She was the man. She was the hustler. She was the go-getter. She was the one thinking about bringing money in. Normally, traditionally, I don't want to say normally.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Traditionally,
you have to say that because
right.
We ain't trying to get in trouble.
Well, y'all can come for me if you want to. It's at Poetic Thinking on Twitter, so I don't care. But traditionally, those are the roles. Like was I listening to it already? I don't know. My days are going together now, but I was listening to something and they were saying that, and it may have been another podcast, I don't know, but they were saying that traditionally in the Black household, it's the matriarch that is the lead in the family. We take care of the children, we pay the bills, we handle all of that. Whereas in other cultures, other races, it's the patriarch, the men that run the family. So, and that is true. So when you see I don't know what they are, but when you see Chris running out here like she's the man, and then you have, what was Caitlin's name before Caitlyn was Caitlyn?
Bruce Jenner. Okay.
You got Bruce running around here looking more feminine by the day. Come on.
See, I never watched the show, so I never saw that shit coming.
No. The only reason, no. I don't watch the show. No. Never seen an episode. My children have, but I have not. When I saw Bruce, he was actually here in Dallas. And he had his neck bandaged. And it was rumored, because of the circles that I sometimes walked in and out of, but it was rumored because he was at an event. Bump it. We was at somebody's house at a party, but he was there and he had his bandage, and it looked like, it looked like he'd had his Adam's apple shaved down, and this was him in recovery. And as a matter of fact, he was here to get his Adam's apple shaved down, because in my other circles, the not so ritzy, snobbish, big-headed circles, one of the girls worked at the clinic and actually may or may not have been involved in his procedure. I'll say it like that. So, me and my circles, I make friends everywhere I go. So, but that was just, their whole family is weird to me. So Kanye coming out and saying, now what I am curious about, and this may shock y'all, if his wife truly doesn't know what he's saying and what he's doing on Twitter. I mean, come on now. I think that the whole family is just a manufactured press junket, if you ask me. But if his wife is to be believed, and she truly doesn't know what he's doing and what he's saying, my question is, what does she think about these latest statements? Because when he was coming off crazy the last time, the first thing he said was, and my wife doesn't agree. It's like he was putting that out there as if he wanted to absolve her of his sins, so to speak. And my wife doesn't know. So, I don't know. I'll just say this. Slavery is nothing to be played with. It was not a choice. And I am a strong supporter of reparations.
Really?
I'm a strong supporter of reparations.
Nah, I'm not with the reparations thing.
I am all for it because, and mind you, I'm not saying that I need my 40 acres and a mule. I'll take that too. Real spit. I will.
Never gonna happen.
I mean, I know that it's never going to happen, but when you say we don't deserve it, what do you mean we don't deserve it?
Okay, like yeah, if you're talking from that standpoint, people shouldn't say, "Well, you don't." It's like, well, you say that knowing what happened. Like, I'm not gonna even go into the argument of like why.
That's another podcast.
So. No, the only reason I'm not is because I think at this point, like the reason why I'm not with the whole reparations thing anymore, because it's like we got it. It was something that they said, as you know. Now we know it was more of a symbolic gesture than anything. At the same time, it's not feasible. It will destroy the country, and it's not going to. It's not how. It's not going to do any. It's not going to benefit anybody.
Give me my coins, and I'll go back to the motherland. I'll do exactly what y'all.
How much is worth 40 acres worth in today's value? Yeah, that's the end of the government and the country as we know it, because there will be no debt. There would be no like debt recovery from that. They waited a little too long. Had they given the 40 acres and the mule back when they had the chance, it's a different story. Maybe it might have been a different thing. It's probably been a much different country. But at the same time, boy, like, at this point, it's like, yeah,
might be or would be.
I don't need you to fucking cut me a check. So it's like. What my 40 acres and a mule?
Okay, hey,
is get your shit together.
Listen, government, he may not want his coins, but I want mine.
I'm like, I would rather have a better society. I would rather have a much better society. I would rather have equality and all that stuff than the fucking money. Because again, I mean, sorry, we gotta pull my black card for saying this, but damn well most of y'all are just gonna waste that money on some bullshit.
Some Jordans, hey.
Like exactly, you're gonna be wasting money on the guy who Kanye wanted on the $20 bill. You heard that, right?
What?
Yeah, that was part of his thing. His part of his argument of why slavery
let me find this
is fake is because during the conversation, he talked about how he was about to leave money alone completely and go to Bitcoins because he heard that Harriet Tubman was being put on the $20 bill. And when they asked him to explain himself, he was like, he just thinks it's a waste of time. And all it's doing is just reminding us of slavery. And that's what kind of broke off to the slavery is a choice tangent end up coming out of that because he feels like it's a waste of time to put Harriet Tubman on there. All it does is remind us of slavery, and we should be sick and tired of always wanting to remind each other of slavery. Why not put it on somebody who's more deserving, like Michael Jordan?
Okay.
You see?
No, I'm on CNN right now. See, because I believe in giving credit what credit's due. Y'all see me getting closer to my screen because I'm reading the CNN article and y'all know I'm blind. Y'all see these new glasses.
But yes, he said Michael Jordan would be a better choice for the $20 bill.
Okay. Well, he's an idiot. Clearly, he's off his meds. Shit. I mean, shoot. Lord, work on me, Jesus. Mike, I'm trying to do better. Every time I try to do, we got to quit doing these types of shows. The next one is going to be a feel good.
No, it's not.
It is. Well, no, it's not. But okay, so. Okay, so I'm just going to say this. Remember, I kept saying the guy that works at TMZ. I now know his name. His name is Van Lathan, and his Twitter is @Van And while
I got a ton of fucking fans today.
And I'm gonna follow him right now. Van, I love you. Hold on, because y'all know I'm and I'm gonna tweet him while we're on air. But let me find him so I can make sure I follow the right person. Because Van Lathan. Oh, check this out. He already has a blue check. Wonder if that happened before or after this.
It should have, because he's on the show. He's a regular person on the show. He's like one of the one of the regular people who interviews people. When like you see the clips of them going out in the street, he's usually one of the regular people who always is doing those interviews. So he's been known for a while. It's just like now he's like no. It's like we all knew about, like, you know, the weird example I'm gonna use considering what she's going through, but we all knew about Joy Reid, or we all knew about April Ryan, but like once like this shit hit, they blew up. You don't know who April Ryan is? Yo, you don't know who Mama April is? Oh my God, what's wrong?
I know Angela Rye.
No, April Ryan is the older black woman, wears glasses, always is in the White House press conferences. Is always the one that asks the question that gets them upset.
Oh, she's media. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I never knew her name either.
Yeah, April Ryan. Yeah, she's the one who's getting death threats now because she's asking smart questions. Imagine that.
So I'm gonna tweet Van right now.
But yeah, that the $20 bill thing is part of the issue, which
okay. First, let's talk about, okay, we've already discussed his statement. We know that his statement is stupid. It's dumb. But not only that, it is incendiary. It is he's dangerous. And the reason he is dangerous is because of the platform that he has. And because of the platform that he has, that makes his danger on a completely different level. When I saw just the little piece that I saw, if I could have, as they say down here in the South, reached through the TV, not reached, reached out and touched him, I promise I would have. That is an embarrassment to our ancestors. Does he think that Malcolm and Martin, Harriet, come on, man, what? I wonder what Mama Maya would say. Come on, he's foolishness and fuckery, Kanye. And Kim, get your mans. Because that is...
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right. He does inspire some weird shit because he did inspire some good shit. I will say this. You know what the good shit is, don't you?
What? The conversation?
Hashtag if slavery. Like, I'm sorry. I know it's morbid humor, but y'all gotta admit, Black Twitter is on one with the if slavery was by choice. Cause man, y'all are really, really going nuts with that shit. And it's so beautiful. Oh my God. So like the things that people are saying, the pictures that they are putting are just great. So I guess you could say that's something good that came from this Kanye stuff.
My hashtag didn't work, so I'm having to delete my tweet and change the way I do. Of course, there is some
fuckery because there, of course, a couple of white people who are trying to throw shots at this because they have to. Like, the funny one I found was the white dude who put the hashtag and said, "Do you know that the first black person was a Republican in the Senate?" Gee. So what's changed, huh? And
okay, so right. You dumb asses. The Republican Party today is not the Republican Party of back then.
Fun fact, the Republican Party of today are actually Democrats.
Yes.
Somehow, sometime within like the early 1900s and late 1860s, the parties flipped their platforms. And the platform of small government became Republican. whereas the more like liberal views became democratic. They flipped their agendas. So you could say, in retrospect, if you want to say the first black person was a Republican, sure, but he also was a Democrat because that party is rooted. The Democratic Party is rooted from the original Republican Party. Lincoln was a Republican and freed the slaves. We know this, but that was when they had those views that slavery was wrong. The people who thought that slavery was right were the Democrats, who are now the Republicans. That's why they call them the Grand Old Party, because they're one of the last remaining original political parties in this country that has, like, with other than changed their name distinction, has always like pretty much been around almost since the existence of the government, if not since the existence of the U.S. government. So shut up. You're making a fool of yourself because you're basically saying they're one and the same when you do stuff like that. I really don't understand how people don't get that. It's like, what's wrong with you? Y'all think y'all know so much more. Y'all don't know shit about your own country. What the fuck?
He is, man, listen.
Yeah. But
Let me just say this. I be conflicted sometimes, and I am conflicted because on one hand, I want to bash his skull in because you are spouting this foolishness. But then on the other hand, I feel like this is the mental illness talking and exposing itself. And in that instance, I want to just pick him up, slap him a couple of times instead of bashing his head in, and then get him to the nearest therapist and get his meds regulated. Because it's like, okay. And I'm not, on Twitter, I just call that man Kanye. Not Kanye, Kanye. But just think of it. Okay. Think of this. Just walk with me for a moment. If he was diagnosed mentally ill, we knew about it, and he was off his meds, and he said something like this, would we be as outraged? I mean, we should be outraged no matter what. Don't get me wrong. But when you're off your meds, it's a different kind of outrage. At that point, you're outraged because you are off your meds and you know better. You know what I'm saying? So would it be the same for you, or would it be different if you knew that this is someone with a diagnosed mental illness who's off their meds? Would it make a difference? Would it matter to you? Would it matter?
Would it matter? Like I said before, even if you told me that this guy was bipolar, schizophrenic, thought whatever the disease you want to thought there. Again, as I said before, doesn't necessarily excuse his behavior or his words.
Of course not. It does not excuse it. But the reason that I ask that is because when it's someone with a mental illness, like, and the crazy part is this, I think that -45 has an undiagnosed or maybe a diagnosed mental illness, but we are just not privy to the details. And so sometimes some of the things that he does, it still infuriates me because, like I told one of my friends, if it is a mental illness and he has been diagnosed, that means that he knows what medications he needs to be on, and he's not taking them because he's still spouting the same foolishness and craziness that he was spouting years ago. I still believe that at the core, he is a racist.
Yeah.
And I do believe that, to me, that could be considered a form of mental illness. Because for you to think that your fat, flabby, pale, crazy looking ass is superior than Idris Elba. What? Wait, I can't. What? What? No, okay, not even Idris. LL. What? I can name at least 10 men right now that are more attractive mentally and physically than -45. Let me see. Idris Elba, LL Cool J, Barack Obama. That's 3.
It's gonna go down the list.
Yeah, I mean, we can keep on going. Boris Kojo is fine. You know, pre-STD Usher, not post-STD Usher. You know, that kind of does something to you. You know, I mean, my Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole with a haircut. Or without a haircut. Pick one. That's 7 right there. 3 more. Let me think really, really quickly. Pre-AIDS Magic Johnson. He's nice looking, you know? 2 more. Malcolm Jamal Warner. Nice looking man to me. Kadeem Hardison. Nice looking man to me. These are just people that y'all would know. I can name 10 men that I know personally that look better mentally and physically than -45. So for you to think that you are superior, then wait, what? How? Where, Sway? Where?
You know, I made this comment about how we always say such and such can be better than Trump as president. And I think this kind of stands here. It's like, well, I understand this can be viewed as a compliment. It also be construed as a questionable jab at them, because to say that you're physically or mentally better than Trump, it's a fucking low ass bar to climb over. Like, that's you don't have to stretch to get over that one right there.
No,
So
all
what
you have to
try to
do
say is that
fit.
I just pass over, like, not even mediocre. Like, he's fucking, like, you know, a failed test. If he were being, like, graded for quality, he would be below the, like, acceptable limit. And it's like, you saying I'm just better than unacceptable? Like that.
Okay, well, to the men that I mentioned,
I know what you mean, though. I just say that all the time about Trump, because it's funny, because it's like one of the easiest things to say is that such and such, anything, like, insert this, can be better than Trump, you know, in any particular field. You could fucking say, like, you could literally say an STD is better than
it is.
like
It is.
So.
It is. Because at least you know what you're dealing with when it's diagnosed. It is.
It's true. It's true. See?
That's
is sad. That is fucking sad that you can
It is.
It. Yeah.
And you know what? Back to Kanye. Several things. His statement is stupid, but then if you break it down, if it's for publicity, you got it, little buddy. Just probably didn't go the way you thought. If it was just for conversation to make people start talking and all of that, you were very successful at that. But that skibbity poopity poop song would have done just the freaking thing. Oh my gosh, who makes a
By the way, I
song
made
like
Cardiac
that?
listen to that because he hadn't heard it, so I got his reaction on camera too. It's like, oh my god, he
I
lost
mean,
it.
and for me, I love music. So I love all types of music. I listen to everything: country, R&B, hip hop, Latino. I listen to everything except for headbanger. I bite the head off the chicken and swallow the blood type music. But it's such a waste of talent. That beat was banging. Don't get me wrong. The beat hot. That skippity poop poop deep deep. I mean, it's like he was making up a song that he maybe sung to his. I'm gonna say he has another girl, his daughters. So I don't know, but his words were incendiary. His thoughts were. They just don't seem together. They seem clouded. They seem to be, his thoughts seem to be clouded, or it seems like he has so much to say, his mouth cannot keep up with his brain, with his thinking, and he has an idea, he speaks it, but he doesn't think it all the way through.
Yeah, that's the problem I have with people who are into the whole "we love people who speak your mind" or the free thinker things, or my most hated group of people, the woke people. I feel like they get an idea and they just spew it because it sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no thought, there's no research, there's no backing. It's just that this sounds like something that I can agree with and that I think others should agree with. And then when there's opposition, it's like all of a sudden, whoa, so clearly you're just not on my level. It's like they try to frame it in a way like somehow they're superior for what they're doing. And it's like, nah, that shit don't work that way, player. Yeah.
I just feel like this. And my mom and I had this conversation, and I know that some people that listen to our podcast, they don't believe in God. But my mom and I, we have these conversations because I do believe in God. And my thought process is that if you don't believe in God, then that's fine. I don't try to push my views on anybody, but I would rather live my life as if there is a God and find out that it wasn't a God than to live as if one does not exist, as if he does not exist. And I have my own thoughts about why it is a man, a male, and not a woman. I just think that it is a spirit. But if we ever want to discuss that, we can certainly discuss that, because I am very firm in my faith. Sometimes, just joking. No, I'm very firm in my faith. But I would rather live my life as if there is a God and find out that there isn't one, than to live as if there isn't one and then be standing in front of him and say, oh, it's you. Well, hello. and then try to, tap dance. But I've been going through some personal things. And my mom, man, I love my mom so much, because yesterday I was having a very, very hard day. And my mom's first thing is always, did you pray? And my response is always the same. Well, yeah. But during this instance, I call my mom. I tell her what's going on. I say, Mom, let me give you the story. I tell her, I say, okay, not even what do you think I should do, but just in talking, my mom knew what I needed. I needed her advice, and I also needed her to calm me down. And what my mom said was, just let God handle it. Just, don't even worry about it. Take it to God, leave it there. Just don't even worry about it. Everything will work itself out. And this just happened to be about a decision that was going to be made. And my hands were tied, because whatever the outcome in the decision was, I had to accept it. And so my mom said, don't even worry about it, because, you know, sometimes people, they ask for stuff that they think is what they want, and God will use that and say, well, you said you wanted it. And then it goes back to be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it, which makes me believe that my prayers have to be very specific, because I've gotten things that I asked for and it's been horrible. But I said all of that to say that in the grand scheme of things, Kanye can say what he wants to say. He can do what he wants to do. I think Van Lathan made a very, very good point when he said, you can say these things, but we got to deal with a completely different world than what you have to live with. And I just think that, you know, at the end of the day, all we can do for him is pray for him. I am not against anything that Kanye says or feels, because those are his truth. And when I say I'm not against it, I'm saying that I'm not for silencing him. Now that I'm not for. I want him to express his thoughts, but it's no different than someone that is a racist. I want them to express their thoughts because I need to know who I'm dealing with. Yeah. And when you open this up, then you allow me to know what type of person I'm dealing with, whether you're real, whether you're fake, whether you're sincere, whether you're trying to set me up, whether you're trying to play the victim, whether you're trying to make me seem like a bully, whether you're trying to be just whatever. I would rather you open up your mouth and tell me exactly how you feel. Let me know what I'm dealing with. Unfortunately, Black people, Kanye has told us, we're dealing with a fool. Case, that's the simplest way to put it.
10 years ago that this guy's fucking...
But here is the thing though, Mike. 10 years ago, and here's the... I loved Kanye when he first came out. Not necessarily because I thought he was a lyricist of all lyricists or anything like that. Of course, what? Don't make me throw these new glasses and break.
He's an average rapper. Continue.
He is definitely not a lyricist. not the lyricist of all lyricists.
Yeah, he's an average rapper.
Right now, my two favorite rappers, J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. Bar none. J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, they tell a story with their words. In 1985, let me tweet J. Cole.
It's already been put as the song for the last episode. So.
I mean, I know that that's not our song, but I'm finna tweet J. Cole and I'm going to say, J. Cole, can you please make a rap about? Oh, you know, he doesn't have to do it.
If you listen to his songs on this album, I'm saying directly in response to what he said on TMZ. I want him to do that. However, there is a young girl. I'm gonna find her on my Twitter. We will link it down below. You saw her that I retweeted her and to J. Cole.
She did the response.
Another rapper responded.
No.
I mean, another rapper retweeted it too that I know.
Okay,
that I follow.
So she did two of them. She did a response to J. Cole's 1985, but then she also spoke to Kanye over one of Kanye's beats.
Oh, really? I have to see that.
And it is good. And I am by no means am I a musical genius or a music critic, but I do know what I like. And you know, not to brag or toot my horn or nothing, but you know, obviously some of my opinions count for something because Missy Elliott follows me on Twitter.
Whatever.
I'm just saying. Oh, and
well, then have her tweet the show out. God damn it. Shit. Missy, we need help.
And did you see when I went crazy Monday? Why did I go crazy Monday, Mike? Why did I go crazy Monday?
I forgot who you said retweeted you. You were like going.
You forgot.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. I've been working all day. I bet you I'm pulling up right now though because I'm sitting right here on Twitter. Yes, I will.
I ain't gonna even say nothing.
Whatever.
Robin Roberts. We don't have to look it
I
up.
was sitting there laughing because I was like, oh my God, she's losing her shit about that.
Robin Roberts, one of the best journalists of our time.
I miss watching her. I don't
Say
watch
she's not.
daytime
Oh, okay.
I don't watch ABC Good Morning Show because I'm usually at work at that time. But when she was on Sports Center, she was one of my favorites of all.
Let me say this. I record her.
Yeah, I don't have time
watch
for the
her.
talk show thing.
I
But no, I'm a
record
big fan.
I
I wish she would go
record
back to sports. That's so
the entire show just to watch her. And I kid you not, if I were to ever meet her, I would wait a minute, is she in DC? No, she's in New York. Good Morning America is filmed in New York, right?
Yes.
Don't tell me she in DC.
Hold on. Something is shot in DC because
I'm there tomorrow.
They used to do it at the museum.
Don't tell me that Robin
They used to do
Roberts
somebody's show
DC.
from the museum all the time.
I'm just gonna say this. My mom doesn't even, she knows who Robin Roberts is, but she knows that I don't really fan out. See, we didn't got all the way away from Kanye. This feels great. But she knows that I don't fan out about many people. I am a big Robin Roberts fan. I love her. I love that woman. I love her. And mind you, I love Oprah so much. I played Oprah in the 3rd or 4th grade. I was Oprah for my alpha class at Homer Atkins Elementary in Jacksonville, Arkansas.
Okay. But I believe it used to be in DC for a time. That's the funny part.
Oh my God. Can we go to
the museum used to broadcast some of the ABC
Can we
shows.
go to New York? So I need to come this summer. Can we go to New York one day and just go outside the
I ain't driving to
studios?
New York, but we have commuter buses that go up there for day trips, so it's fine.
I could drive?
No, I'm not
How
driving
is it?
to New York because I refuse to drive. No, but it's actually cheaper to just pay what is it?
Okay.
$25, $50 to get on the bus and go.
What is it? The megabus?
No, they have like dedicated buses.
Okay. No, shout out the megabus, but I'm not riding the megabus. I'm sorry. I hate to sound bougie, but no.
Megabus is actually comfortable, and they have Wi-Fi.
No.
What the fuck is wrong with you? What's wrong with me? No, we have commuter trains. Like you have to like express trains because remember that's how Puffy got his education. He used to catch the commuter train from New York to Howard over the weekends to get here to go home and then to go back to New York to work for Andrew Harrell.
Okay, well, I'm not a big Puffy fan.
Y'all come
at me if you want to. I'm not a big Puffy fan.
This wasn't a shout out to Puffy. It's just
all I
that
can tell y'all that I know about Puffy is he used to dance in the videos. No, I'm joking.
No, this is just me trying to say that there are ways to get to New York that are less stressful than driving and have to pay all those tolls.
Okay, cool. So we need to go. So listen, we need to go because I want to go and I want to just touch her hand. Is all I want to do. I do.
You know what's funny?
I love. You know what? And here is the crazy thing. When we went to the Beyonce concert, okay, so a couple of years ago, me and both my daughters, we went to the Beyonce concert, had a fantastic blast. It was in December. It was cold as hell. We had to stand outside. I'll never do that again for you, B. I love you, but chick, I'm cold natured. You are not worth me freezing and dealing with that days later. It's like sunk into my spirit. But so we get in there, and if it's your birthday or they call out certain things from the door before the show starts. And if you are in one of these groups, then you end up getting tickets to the Beehive. And the Beehive, they give you a little bracelet, and the Beehive is what you see on each side of the stage. Yes, so they get up close and personal. So my daughter, we were in there, and there was a gentleman in there who it was his birthday. And Beyonce gave him 2 Beehive wristbands. Well, I finessed and got a 3rd one so that both me and my daughters could go in there. So Beyonce touched Dominique's hand, and I remember she said, "I'm never washing this hand again." And my response was, not only are you going to wash it, but here's some hand sanitizer to put on there right now, because she's been shaking everybody's hand. But if Robin Roberts shakes my hand, baby, this hand will never be touched again by anybody. If you want to hold my hand, you better get over here. Hold his left hand, because this is Robin's hand. Watch.
Lord. Okay. Okay.
I love Robin. I think that she is so poised, and I think that she's beyond beautiful and so professional. I've only seen her do one interview that I did not like her doing, and you will not believe which interview it was.
Which one?
Chris Brown.
No,
I did not.
Chris Brown is a fool.
No, it was not him. She kept picking. It seemed to me, when I watched it, and even when I watched his documentary on Netflix, it seemed to me that she kept picking at him. He did not want to talk about the Rihanna situation, but of course, that was what was headlining the news. He had came out with that album.
Probably would answer like, "What you doing? Put your hand on a woman."
But
the fuck is wrong with you?
But like Chris Brown said, and this I can totally feel. I mean, I'm not funking with him on that, because I don't believe man or woman should put their hands on anybody else in anger. So while y'all men are out here snatching up chicks, I don't feel like a chick should be able to come and snatch up a man. I feel like that once a man or a woman places their hand in anger on another man or woman, you placed your damn bet. And way, I don't know if you're gonna hit the jackpot or get rocked, but either way, you've placed your bets. But anyways, she did this interview, and Chris said that, before an interview, which is true, you go over things that you can and cannot ask, you can and cannot cover, or whatever. The Rihanna situation was one of his you cannot. And she did not honor that. And I was so disappointed in my spirit. No, not good for her. That's bad journalism. If we have an understanding that is what we're going to talk about.
They signed the contract?
Yes.
So there was there's contractual obligations.
Yes, but I would have sued the shit out of Good Morning America and her personally, because no, this is why, and you know why. I understand that when it first happened, we want to talk about it. It's news. It's how some of us make our living. I get that. However, allow them to move on. Don't pulling this young man down. And
hold on, but wasn't at the time he's mixing some other foolishness at the time of this?
I don't remember.
She
didn't. This is the show where
he walked off mad, right? At the end.
Yeah.
I believe there's something else came up too that pissed him off.
He wrecked the dressing room.
No, but I believe there was something else that came up that he did recently.
I don't know.
Before that, because he's
I don't know.
Some crazy shit.
But I just felt like I was pissed off at him when it happened. But I promise you, I literally said, his ass is wrong for that. But what did she do? Not blaming the victim, but what did she do?
She threw them keys.
She not only threw the keys, she bit him. She was hitting him. It's only so many times you can poke the bear. I don't even think that her throwing the keys was it. I think that what pushed him over the edge was when she bit him and she spit in his face. Hell, that'll make me lose it.
Not to that point, but yeah.
But here's the thing, and we can debate this all day.
Yeah, I know.
I tell people this. I have a son, and I have 2 daughters. And I've always told my son, you are never to put your hands on anyone in anger. Not just another woman, but your homeboys, your friend, anyone in anger. It has happened in this house where they've been into it, and no, you can't do that. No, I will break you down like 10 fractions, because that's not what you need to be doing. You do that out beyond the doors of our house, you're going to go to jail or be killed, or possibly both. So let's not do that. So I understand that. But what I am saying, I'm a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I dated somebody who decided that all he wanted to do was fight. You know, fucking fight. That's the F's was our shit. That is all we did. However, once you knock me out and give me a concussion, come on now, this ain't cool no more. And yeah, we can talk about all about, well, why did I stay and why did I not leave? That's a different podcast, but there is definitely an answer to that. But you should never put your hands on somebody in anger. And in teaching my son that, one day he made me realize, he said, well, mama, how long am I supposed to let them hit me? I said, if you can get away, then get away. But mama, what if I can't get away? What do I do then? Well, now I have to think, because I damn sure ain't finna let the next chick kill my son. So you do what you need to do to get away. If that means rocking her, sorry, ladies.
But was that what Chris Brown was doing?
But see, I think, and if you've not watched his documentary on Netflix, watch it. I watched it for no other reason than to see if he was going to bring up the Rihanna incident. I've always felt like, before I watched that, I had always felt like he was not telling the truth. She never really discussed it. Whenever she discussed it, it was, oh, Chris hit me. Or we were just riding in the car, Chris hit me. That man did not just haul off and rock you one time. That's not what happened. And when it happened, I said, what did she do? And I bet it was over a woman. Well, what do you know? It was over a woman. He said they were sitting there. She looked through his phone, saw a conversation, got upset. He's asking her what's wrong. She's still not really talking to him. They go to a party. The girl walks in and speaks. First off, you're a little messy bitch because you know what you're doing. Rihanna should have rocked her if she wanted to rock somebody. That's the old me. The new me would have just, gave her the side eye. But the old me would have went and saw what we could talk about. But they left the party. As they're leaving the party, he said he knows and can sense that Rihanna is already upset. So he asking her to talk. She not saying nothing. He asking her to talk. She not saying nothing. Finally, he asked her to talk and she let him have it. And she goes off. And then she hits him. And she spits on him and she bites him. So he said he told her, stop it. We can't do this. The police are going to be called. We're both going to be in trouble. She threw the keys. He got out to go look for the keys, or was trying to get out or whatever. And then I think she bit him at that point. And that's when he hit her. Hell, I'd have hit her ass too. Don't bite me.
As much as he hit her, would you have? Because he didn't just hit her. You saw her face. Mm-hmm. That wasn't just a smack. If that was a smack, then he has one hell of a smack and he has the strength of Superman. Now, do I think he went overboard? Yes, but how many of us are calm when we've been pushed over the edge? Not making excuses for him. I see both sides. Was he wrong? He was hell wrong. And I don't think that anybody should have given him any slack at all. And nobody did. But I do think that in that space, in that time, Chris was 18 at the time? 19? Okay, he is 18 or 19. He has been a celebrity since he was 15 or 16. He didn't have the maturity, in my mind. He didn't have the maturity. But at 16, 17, and 18, what was I doing? Oh, at 18, I was married, but I didn't know what I was doing then. So the maturity wasn't there. Now, the man that Chris is now,
I don't think you could pay a woman to have him put himself in the position to have to deal with that. But I was upset and I was hurt that Robin did that, because I felt like if we really wanted to know, if we really wanted to understand him, we could not put him on the defensive. And she put him on the defensive because she instantly started talking about Rihanna. And to be honest, for the longest time, I feel like I was Chris's mama. Damn, Rihanna. We don't want to talk about Rihanna. Let's talk about the music. Let's get him onto the space that he needs to be, because when he went on her show, what many people don't realize is he was still in therapy and he was still going to his anger management
that's
classes.
what was the problem. He had fucked up in DC. That's what was going on.
Had he been arrested?
Yeah. This interview came
for drugs?
Like, leaving court in DC, I believe. Yeah.
So,
but no, the reason I have an issue with her doing this is because at the end of the day, this goes to one of those problems of fame, that it's unfortunate that it happens. But you know, when you do something like that and you're famous, people are going to always remember it, and it's going to always be a subject. You could say you don't want to talk about it all you want, just like I'm sure Trump doesn't want to talk about Stormy Daniels. But you know what? You did that shit. And that's just a part of your history. And it's not going anywhere, especially since you're someone who's seeking the limelight and fame. It's never going to go anywhere. It's always going to be reminded. Yeah. So
okay.
I understand.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
at the same time,
that she shouldn't have had the interview with him. I'm saying that there's a time and a place for everything. That was not the time or the place for that interview, in my opinion.
Again, what's the time and the place when you're a famous person and you're getting interviewed?
Well, you know, we've had this conversation.
Now, if it was at his birthday party, I would say maybe, and this is going to lead into another conversation we're going to have about the White House correspondent dinner.
Trust me, I understand her position. I am a journalist. This is a hot story. I have this hot story sitting in front of me. I'm going to shoot my shot. From a journalistic perspective, I get it. From a mom's perspective, a humanity perspective, I don't get it, and I did not like it. And
I get it from the fact that this is a guy with a lot of issues, and this is one of his issues. And it's probably an issue that he hasn't at the time. Maybe she felt he hadn't addressed it properly at the time.
Then if I haven't addressed it properly, you talking crazy ain't gonna make me address it either, is what I'm saying. I just don't think she should have did it. I love her. I'm not gonna say that she's my woman crush, because I don't really have women crushes. Mm-hmm. But I would invite her to dinner. And I would cook whatever she wanted me to cook. Or tell somebody to cook it and act like I did. But this lady, for real, because, you know, she had breast cancer before.
Yeah, I know.
And like, she's went through so much. Like, I'm seriously thinking about paying Audible just so I can hear her read her book to me. Because I've been wanting to read it. I just don't have time. And I just think that she is a phenomenal person. So I can't believe that you did not remember that Robin Roberts changed my life.
You've tweeted so much this week, okay?
I know.
All right.
I know.
Before we
if you've DM'd me and I have not responded to you, I apologize. But I need to get to everybody. But I have a young man in my DMs that only tweets in French. And I don't want to use Google Translate. So it's like a refresher in French for me. So I've been speaking with him in French. Nothing romantic. He's talking about like cybersecurity and engineering stuff. So I'm like, man, he really tested my brain. I gotta speak in his language and talk about, you know, techie stuff. Okay, bring it. Not a nerd. What are you?
I'm a geek. There's a difference.
that's a different podcast because I need to know the difference.
Oh, yeah. He's in there. Trust me, you're in the better class because you're a higher breed of intelligence.
What is cardiac?
He's a nerd. He won't admit it. He's a nerd.
I don't think I'm a nerd either, but you know, I think I'm just average. And I think that if you talk to most women beyond, hey, let me get in that skirt, you'll find that we're all kind of average as far as intelligence.
No, y'all are actually probably, I agree with most of the studies, y'all are actually more educated and than we are for the most part, especially Black women.
You know what? And we're going to college and graduating in higher numbers than ever before, too.
Yes.
Shout out to them Melanin Magic ladies.
Yes.
Oh, my baby will be graduating next year. I mean,
one thing really quick before we end this. When you started talking about that Robert's head touching thing, you were talking about how you wouldn't wash your head. Why did Sam Cooke's hem of his garment come to my mind? I'm like,
and you know, I got OCD, so for me to say it won't get washed, this says a lot about Robert.
Oh my God, she's just really like having a spiritual moment with this Robert. Oh man! All right, so we done with Kanye's foolishness.
I'm done with Kanye.
I mean, I've been done for over 10 years.
I'm done with Kanye.
You know you're gonna buy that whoopity whoop song.
Whoopity whoop poop poopity poop poop scoopity scoop scoop skip. Diddy.
All right, so that does it for this episode. Thank you guys.
Legit, we could make a song.
Yeah, shit. Just give us a beat. We got it.
You know what? This week's song is by Arrested Development, Tennessee. Do you remember that song?
Yes, I remember.
Yes.
There we go. We're gonna have Tennessee. By the way, look out for your song on your video. It's gonna be hot. You're gonna like the choices for the music.
No.
They work. They work so perfectly for the theme. It's awesome.
Not even gonna listen.
As soon as I get off, I'm gonna upload that now. Anyway. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. We'll be back with another episode of His Point Her View sometime soon. So keep on the lookout for that. Most of the stuff is now on Podbean. So I have to remember to put the Podbean link in the description. So you can actually get the audio version of this podcast now. And I'm working on other podcasts as well. So yeah, check that out, please.
What is it called? What's the other podcast called?
Oh, I could say it now?
But yeah, now you can.
Okay, The Reason Reborn. So look out for that.
Also, the other podcast.
Also, look out for the spoiler cast that we're gonna do too. Well, Infinity. That's gonna be awesome.
What?
Yes, we're doing a spoiler cast for Infinity War.
When is it?
I'm a geek.
When is it?
We're recording tomorrow night. Me, Cardiac, and my boy Eurostrix.
Oh, I'll drop in.
You don't know shit about shit of this, so why would you drop it? You're just gonna be there shaking your head.
I do know. Hold on.
I know how to run you off of that really quick.
No, hold on. I do know. See, you think I be slacking. Y'all, he don't give me credit.
You ain't see the movie, so you know. You haven't
I don't have to see the movie to know.
You do have to see the movie.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Do not.
Yes, you do. Okay, then. How do you feel about Idris Elba dying in the first 5 minutes?
Why did they have to make the black man die? Now, next.
See, that's the way to run her off this. Because yes, he goes. He's gone.
I know. See, I sent you this the other day, and then
by the way,
respond
if you heard that about Idris Elba, I'm sorry because that's a spoiler. It's been. By the time this goes up, we'll be past the spoiler cast, and it'll be over a week. So, statute of limitation.
Right.
Should end. But sorry for throwing out that spoiler.
Oh, and then we do have an upcoming podcast on hot Black women. And leading it, So y'all listen. Time for me to go to bed. I kid you not. This is my alarm that says, prepare for tomorrow.
Okay. And with that, we bid you adieu. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And hopefully, if you heard that thing about Idris Elba, go see the movie. Then you wouldn't have heard it. Anyway.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I usually don't say that shit. But that is a spoiler. It doesn't spoil the movie, but it'll spoil people who love Idris Elba for sure. So I apologize for that. All right. I'm out. You want to say anything? Last parting words before we go?
Nope. Just skippity boop boop, but skippity doop.
And with that, we're out of here. See you next time on his Point of Review podcast. Peace.
He has such a stupid ass
Be my
song.
guide for century. For some strange reason it had to be. He guided me to Tennessee. Take me